In today's video, I'll be showing you guys the best XP farm for the brand new 1.21 edition of Minecraft Bedrock. And guys, this super OP XP farm is super compact and can literally get you 60 levels in just 1 minute. And this brand new farm uses super new methods to get the XP super quickly. This farm of course works on all Minecraft Bedrock platforms including MCPE, PS4, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and Windows 10 editions. And without any further ado, let's get straight into the video. And here are all the items you'll need to build this farm. 2 stacks of solid blocks of your choice, can be anything you want to make the farm out of. Then you'll need 3 stacks of random blocks, these can be any block choice, dirt, cobblestone, anything will do. 2 chests, 4 hoppers, 4 pistons, 3 dispensers, 2 droppers, 6 observers, 2 redstone comparators, 13 pieces of redstone dust, 5 redstone torches, a single lever, a button, 5 signs of any kind, a trapdoor of any kind, a bucket of water, a campfire, and a couple of tridents. Now that you guys have all of them materials, we can continue on with building this farm. And to do that, just get yourself some empty space like right here. Then you're going to want to place down a piston just like that. Skip 1 block, turn 90 degrees, and place another one right there. And repeat the same on all 4 sides just like that. Now you're going to want to grab a redstone torch and place it on one side of the piston right there. And repeat that on all 4 pistons. And once you're done with that, now you're going to want to grab your observers and place them like this, facing our redstone torch. So as you guys can see, the face of the observer should be facing our redstone torch just like that. Repeat that on all 4 sides. And once you're all done, you should have a full complete loop. Now go ahead and decide which part you want to be the front of the farm. Then just grab your lever and place it on the piston like so and give it a quick flick. And if you did everything correctly, the piston should get activated in a circle and this one should remain fully extended. Now you can grab your glass and place a row on top of all of these items like this. And guys, you're going to want to make sure to fill in the corners, as if not, the mobs will escape and will come to attack us. Now align yourself with the lever that we've placed down right here, and then place 3 more blocks of glass right here and 2 more on the other side. Then grab your construction blocks and then fill in the rest. Now make your way to the side with the construction and then go out by 3 more blocks like this. And you're going to want to fill this area in. Now go to the other side and go out by 3 more blocks. And now fill this whole place up. So once you're all done building the floor, it should look a little like this. Now you can grab your glass blocks and build a 3 block high wall all the way around our farm. And once you're all done, you should have a 3 block high wall all the way around. Now you're going to want to make your way inside the farm. And while you're here, grab your signs and then place them on these 3 blocks just like that. Now place the remaining 3 on top of each one, a little like this. Now make your way to the opposite side of the farm where our hole is. So since our trident kill is right here, make your way to the other side and place down a water bucket in the corner, and the water should flow like this. Now you can grab your construction blocks and just fill in a roof. And once you're all done with the roof, make your way down here where our lever is. So align yourself with the lever like this and look straight up. Then skip 2 blocks and place our button right there. And now this next step is optional, but if you want to easily make your way up and want to put up some ladders, all you have to do is make your way somewhere here and then pillar up with some solid blocks all the way until the roof. Then jump down and place 7 ladders all the way up until the roof. And once you've done that, you're going to want to find the center of the roof, which should be right here, which is actually 3 blocks from all sides. And just break that for now. Then you can jump in the farm. Now place a dispenser like this, facing towards you, and you should be next to our hole somewhere here. Then place 2 more dispensers like so on either side of this center block. And now while crouching, place your campfire right here and then a trapdoor on this open block. So our campfire should be surrounded on all 4 sides. And if you want to temporarily disable the campfire, you can just right click with a shovel. And once we've set up the campfire and the surrounding dispensers and the trapdoor inside, make your way outside the farm again. Now grab your chests and hoppers, and since this is the front side of the farm, ignore the dispenser directly under here and break a block right here and over there. And now you should see these 2 dispensers. Into these, place a hopper going into the back, and on top of that, shift click on some chests. These 2 chests will be used for extra storage for the splash water balls and the potion of station, which we'll get to later on in the video. And once you're done with this step, we can move on to getting some allays. And here are some items you'll need to make getting the allays easier. To be able to easily bring them with you, you will need a lead. If you'd like to get extra allays, to be able to breed them, you will need a jukebox, a music disc of any kind, and some amethyst shards. But those are only if you'd like to duplicate / breed your allays. And once you guys have your items, you're going to want to find a pillager outpost, which looks a little like this. You should be able to easily find these with some maps, or you can use chunkbase.com to be able to easily find these outposts. And in these outposts, there should be a few of these little structures right here. And inside them, often you will find multiple allays, but in this one, there's just one. However, there are multiple of these, so let's check out the other one, and boom, in this one, there's 2 allays. And now, all you have to do is just bring all 3 of these home. So to do that, just free these prisons and grab your leads, and you can lead them by shift-clicking onto them. So if you lead them, they'll follow you around, and go ahead and bring these to your farm. And once you have them here, you're going to want to just make a little chamber around our hole like this, make it a couple blocks high, and then make a little room, and give it some walls all the way around. And you're going to want to make sure your allays are inside this little chamber before you put in a roof. So to make it a bit easier, just give them a couple random blocks for them to hold for now. And then to close up the room, you're going to want to just drop some of those blocks so they'll come inside to take it, and then you can just close the room up a little like that. So now that you have your allays trapped inside here, we can move on to the next steps. And guys, by the way, all you need is just 1 allay. You don't have to bring all of them, as you can just get 1 and then duplicate them to get as many as you want. So if you guys don't have enough, and guys, the more allays you have, the more XP. Yeah, I'll share the rates at the end of the video. However, you won't want any more than about 5 to 6 allays, as any more than that will just cause your game to be super laggy, as there will be way too many mobs. So 3 to 4 is actually a perfect amount, but 1 or 2 will also work very good. But if you'd like to duplicate your allays, all you have to do is just place down a jukebox and place some tunes, and just right click on the allays just like that, and they should duplicate, and now we have 2 allays. And once you guys are satisfied with the amount of allays in your farm, just give them something to hold, and to get them down the hole, just throw some items down there and they'll float their way down, and just close it up like that once they've made their way down the tunnel. Once we've gotten them trapped in that little tunnel, just go ahead and clean up this little top area that we've made. Now with the help of some pistons, we're going to want to squish them down until they reach our campfire. So to do that, just place a couple temporary blocks like this, then grab your piston and place it facing downwards. Then you're going to want to remove these temporary blocks and power our piston. So once we've pushed it down by 1 block, you can get rid of 1 more layer, then place in another block right here, push it again. And now we're going to want to check if you can see them in the campfire. If you can't, just go ahead and do it 1 more time, and just like that, we've pushed them far enough that we can see them right there. And guys, as you guys can see, they cannot escape through that little campfire, so make sure that you've built it correctly. And once you're done with that, go ahead and clean up this area and break all this, but make sure to not break this little center block, as that's what traps our allays. And now for the last section of the farm, we just have a bit of redstone to do. So grab your redstone dust, and right next to the button, go ahead and place 3 redstone dust like this, and branch 1 off right there. Then you're going to want to continue the line right here and on top of this block as well. As you guys can see, the dispenser is under this block. Now you're going to want to place some redstone dust right here in that shape, and on the end you're going to want to place a glass block right here, then a redstone dust on top of that. Guys, this step is really important. You're going to want to make sure that you use a glass block and not a solid block. Then you can place a temporary block right here and place a hopper going into that temporary block, break that temporary block and place a hopper going into that one. So as you guys can see, both hoppers should be going into each other. Now place a solid block right here, then you're going to want to place a dropper like so it should be facing upwards. Then place in a couple more temporary blocks like that. Then you're going to want to place another dropper facing downwards like that. So as you guys can see, both droppers should be facing each other. Now you can break these 3 temporary blocks. Now go ahead and place a redstone comparator outwards from here. Then while crouching, you're going to want to place down a solid block on top of the hopper, then a piece of redstone dust on top. And guys, now open up the bottom dropper and place in a random item like this. It can be any item of your choice. Then place a redstone torch on this side of our solid block, which should power this line. Now place your last comparator going out from this hopper. Now while shifting, you're going to want to place an observer facing our comparator, then another observer facing that observer. So the arrow should look a little like this. Now place a redstone dust on top, then finally a solid block on top of this dropper, and another solid block right here. Now open up this hopper right here and place in the 3 stacks of random items from before, and that should be the farm complete. However, before we get to using this farm, there's still a couple things we need to do. And the first thing is to get yourself a couple flint and steels and make your way inside the farm like this, and into this dispenser you're going to want to place in all your flint and steel. Then to the one opposite of that, you're going to want to place in a couple splash water bottles, and if it's full, then you can stock it up from up here. And while you're inside, you're also going to want to throw in a couple tridents. Guys, the more tridents you can throw in here, the faster the mobs die and the faster we get our XP. So just throw in as many as you can find. I recommend at least a couple, about 3 to 4, as if not, they won't kill the mobs fast enough. And finally, you're going to want to load up the remaining chest with splash potions of station. And that's the farm complete. And guys, before I show you how you can use the farm to get all the XP ever need. Here is how you can make the water splash potions and the potion of infestation that we just put inside the farm. So to make the water splash potions, you will need a cauldron and a water bucket or a water source, either will do, a bit of gunpowder, some blaze rods, empty water bottles, and a brewing stand. And as per the potion of infestation, you will need a cauldron and a water bucket or a water source, either will do, a bit of normal stone, gunpowder, nether warts, some blaze powder, empty water bottles, and a brewing stand. And to make the water splash potions, all you have to do is get to your water source with your glass bottles and then right click like this to make water bottles. Then place down your brewing stand, and into that you're going to want to place down your water bottles, some blaze powder, and a gunpowder. And once it's done brewing, you'll get yourself splash water bottles. And this is what we used to load up our farm. Now to make the potions of infestation, you're going to want to do the same and get yourself a cauldron and some water. Then get some water bottles, just like so. Then get your brewing stand and place in your water bottles. Then go into your brewing stand and place in your water. And you're going to want to first place some nether warts to turn them into awkward potions. And once you've done that, you're going to want to place down your stone like this. And that should turn them into potions of infestation. But we'd like to get a splash potion of these. To that, all you have to do is just place in another gunpowder like we did before, and boom, we get our splash potion of infestation. And this is what we put into our farm before. And now that we have everything for the farm ready, I'll explain how the farm will work. So basically, since we have the allays trapped in here, once we turn on the trident killer and press this button up here, the flint and stone in this dispenser is then going to light the campfire, and the allays are going to start taking damage. And as soon as that happens, this other dispenser is going to shoot out the potions of infestation, which make it so that whenever the allay take damage, it will spawn some silverfish. And the silverfish that spawn from the allays taking damage will then fall down into the water and get pushed into our trident killer, which will then kill them. By us standing right here, we'll be able to collect all the XP. However, even though our potions will last for 3 minutes, in Bedrock, our allays will die after about 1 minute and 40 seconds. And that is why we'll need to stop the farm before they die. And that's where this redstone clock comes into play. Since we've placed 3 stacks of items into this hopper, it will turn off at about 1 minute and 10 seconds after we turn on the farm. And guys, if your game is a bit laggy, it will actually go on for a bit longer as the redstone keeps time in ticks and not real life seconds, and that's fine as our allays also take damage only according to ticks and not real life seconds. So don't worry if your game gets laggy and it doesn't turn off after 1.5 minutes, your allays won't die, as a redstone clock will make sure that the campfire is off before they die. And every time before you use the farm, I recommend to make sure that you have a couple I recommend you check that you have a couple splash water bottles ready in the chest just in case something goes wrong. And guys, after you use the farm once, before you use the farm again, you're going to want to wait for about a minute, as when we start the farm, the items will go from this hopper to the other one, and when they're done, they'll be all in this hopper. So we need to wait for another minute so they can get back into the first one. And yeah, that's all the main information you need to know before using this farm. So let's get straight to it. And now, as you guys can see, I'm in survival and I'm holding a looting 3 sword to get the maximum XP. And now all we have to do to get this farm started is to flick this lever right here, and if you did it correctly, the trident killer should be activated. And now press this button like so, and boom, just like that, we should have silverfish spawning in. And now all we have to do is just wait right here as they get killed, and we will get the XP through the glass. And if some XP gets stuck, all you have to do is just jump a little like this. And guys, if you're using a lot of allays, there is a small chance that the little bugs escape like this, and all you have to do is just be ready and just kill them, as this farm will only take a minute and you don't need to AFK here. Just be alert and just kill them if they make it through. And if you want to be extra safe, you can just replace these lower glass blocks with some solid blocks, but make sure to leave some so the XP can come through. And guys, if you only use 1 or 2 allays, there shouldn't be many silverfish that escape, so don't worry about that too much. And as you guys can see, after about 1.5 minutes, the farm stopped by itself and all of our allays are safe up there. And now we just have to wait for the remaining silverfish to die so we can get all of the XP remaining. And guys, just like that, after all of the silverfish are dead, we are up to 45 levels, and that is from 4 allays. And guys, we got all these levels with the farm literally being on for just 1 minute. And once you're done, you can just turn off the trident killer like that. And if you need some more XP, just wait about 1 minute, then you can start the farm again. And now let's talk about the rates of this farm. So as I said before, the allays will actually die if the farm is on for longer than about 1 minute and 40 seconds. So that is why I made the redstone clock stop the farm after about 1 minute and 15 seconds, just to have a little bit of a buffer. So the rates that I'm about to tell you are for 1 minute and 15 seconds. But if you push it for a little longer by adding some more blocks into the hopper clock on top of the farm, you can get a bit more XP per potion. So with just 1 allay, you can get about 30 levels. With 2 allays, 38. With 3, you can get about 44 levels. With 4, you can get 50. And with 5 allays, you can get about 55 levels. But I do not recommend going any more than 5, as your game will be way too laggy and your game will probably just crash. So for those of you who don't have many allays, I recommend just building this farm with 1 or 2 allays, as that's perfect for anyone who just wants to enchant stuff, as it'll give you 30 levels every time you turn on the farm. And of course, you'll get all of these levels within just about 2 to 3 minutes after all of the silverfish are dead. And hey guys, that's it. That's how you can build yourself the fastest and most OP XP farm for the brand new edition of Minecraft Bedrock.